Hi, just for fun, I am going to give you a quick run through on how I make my videos because a lot of times when I tell people what I do here, especially online, if they have something cool and I tell them they should rip it, they don't really know how. And I get that. It's kind of a complicated, not really complicated, it's just kind of a long-winded process with a little bit of software and steps that you need to know, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And so we're going to do two examples, a CD and a tape, but the tapes and the records kind of, work the same way because I have to record them live in one take in real time. So I'll just show you how that goes. These are all of the programs that I use. I have Audacity to actually edit the audio files. I have GIMP to edit the scans of the inserts and the covers and everything. I have KDenLive. This actually renders the videos. And then this guy is just my document scanner for my printer scanner combo thing. And then this is just a note app. And it's where I put all my track times. So, first step is to rip whatever you want, whatever you're looking to do. So I have already done that. So I'm going to pull up Audacity, pull up my files here, and this is the CD that I did, Stella. So track 1 through 10, I don't do any of the track names because it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put them into the YouTube track list later. So tracks 1 through 10, shift click to select them all, and drop them into Audacity. And so they'll come in here and they'll all load in order. And that's all of them. And this is fun. We have a little hidden track here. So we'll deal with that in a second. However, as you can see right now, they all start at 0. So what we want to do is sequence these tracks out, and then we're going to kind of squish them down so we can see everything better. So we're going to hit Control A to select everything. Go to Tracks, Align Tracks, Align End to End, and then View, Track Size, Collapse All Tracks, which is also Shift Control C. And so now this is our entire CD. Every track after the other in order here. And so now, because we have a hidden track here, what I like to do, I'm going to expand this with the little arrow, and then zoom, good lord, zoom into it like that. So this is track 10, and then we have this period of silence, and then a little hidden track. And I don't like to make you guys listen to a bunch of silence. So I am going to click and drag, select most of it, and just delete it. So we'll collapse that back. And now, since we have it all here, I'm going to first get my track times. So I'm going to get my little notepad here. I'm going to make a new entry for this. This is Stella, and they obviously always start at 0, 0. And now we just go down each track and write down the track time. So track 2, I usually don't go by this big number because it rounds up, and sometimes that cuts off the very beginning of the track. So I go by this selection. It says 417.653. We're just going to call it 417. So on and so forth, all the way down. So this is 819. Track 4 is 1513. 5 is 1904. 6 is 2351. 7 is 27 at 47. 8 is 3303. 9, 38, 31, and then track 10 is 43, 23, but then we have this little hidden section that I am going to list separately. So this is where it starts, and it looks like 48, 49 is my closest whole second marker. So we're going to put 48, 49, and then I'm just going to title that hidden track so I don't forget. Alright, so now we have all of that. So now we want to bounce this entire thing that we're doing here to just one single audio file. So we're going to do Control A to select all again, Control Shift E to export, and then we're going to name this. So the band is Stella. I believe, yeah, it's self-titled. So if it wasn't, I'd go space hyphen space, album title, whatever. But since it's just Stella, we're going to call it that, full album, and then hit export. And that will take a moment because it's, 50 music? Yeah, 50 minutes of music. Very cool. Alright. So that's all done. That's the audio portion of that. Now we are going to do a tape, which, like I said, is just one big long audio file because it's recorded in real time. So here I have my little USB stick where I put all of the files on my other computer, which has my turntable and my tape player hooked up to it. So we're going to find this. It is HSPVA Jazz, this guy. Take them and drop them into there. And again, kind of a big file. I think it's probably 30 or 40 minutes. So that'll take a moment. But in the meantime, we can put that away. Get our notes up here and make another entry for HSPVA Jazz. And that's just obviously to help me know what all of these times go to. Alright, so here we have it. This is the entire tape. It is almost 53 minutes long, so a little bit of a big boy. As you can see, it's sort of quiet. So we're going to do a few things to this here. First, we're going to select it all, go to Effect, Volume and Compression, go to Amplify, and whatever this is good, because that's going to bring the whole thing up to where the peaks are not peaking. And so that's like this little guy here, this guy here I think is the big limiting one. But it just brings it up so that it's not all gross and crunchy and too loud, but brings everything up. Now, however, because we did that and this is a tape, it also amplified all of the tape hiss, which you can kind of see how this is sort of rough right here. It's not like a real thin line, and if we go in there and listen to it, it's not horrible, but we can get rid of it. So because I have this nice big long section here of just tape hiss, I can select it, go to Effect, Noise Removal and Repair, Noise Reduction, and we want to hit Get Noise Profile, and that's going to look at this section that we selected and kind of figure out what that looks like. And it did that. So now we're going to select the whole track again, go to the same place, Effect, Noise Removal, Noise Reduction, and because we, step 1 got the noise profile, now we do step 2, and it's going to take this noise profile and look through everything we have selected, which is the entire tape here, and it's going to reduce this noise by however much we set here. And this is just what I do. It's nothing crazy because I don't want to affect the music too much, but it's enough to take out most of what's there. So we're going to hit OK. That takes kind of a long time, a little bit. So I will just cut this out when it's done. Okay, so now that's all done. If I had a record and it has, big clicks in it, because some of the stuff that I rip isn't in the best shape, and that's just because I usually get it used and it's usually not well taken care of. It might have big clicks that kind of look like this guy, and yeah, that's interesting. Anyways, big clicks like that will obviously stop this from amplifying more. So what you would do there is you would, again, just select the whole track, go to Effect, Noise Removal and Repair, Click Removal, and these are just a couple settings, and you just hit Apply, and it would go through and kind of remove all those clicks. You can still hear them, but they're not going to be so prevalent in the mix here. And that just helps you get your record a little louder, which is nice. So, because this is, again, just all one big long recording thing, I have some space at the beginning that I want to trim off. I have some space in the middle from where I had to flip the tape, and at the end I kind of just want to fade it out a little bit. So I'm going to scroll into the beginning, and as you can see I have about 9 seconds of silence here. So I'm going to trim off most of that, and this section that's remaining, I'm going to select it, Effect, Fading, Fade in. And you probably won't pay attention to that too much when it's actually up on YouTube and you can listen to it, but I just like to do it. So come here to the middle of the tape, trim out all of that, trim out a little less, and then come to the end and take off a touch, and the rest of this we will just fade out. And now the only thing left to do with this guy is take the track times. So I'm going to click into my little notepad here and just look for the break in each track. So right here is where track 2 starts, and my closest whole second here is 2 minutes 55 seconds. So on and so forth for the whole thing. Let's see, this 10:39 looks good. It doesn't cut off the beginning there. Zoom out, zoom in, 16:11. Let's see, this is where I flip the tape, yeah. So 23:26. And that's why I wanted to put a little more time here, just so it's not jumping from this song straight to this one, and so I have a decent spot here to mark where it begins. Come in here, 29:08. And occasionally tapes and records will have, yeah, like right here, kind of a longer period of silence in between them. So sometimes I will just come in here and take out a few seconds. So now that starts at 34:57. And that's just so, I don't like big periods of silence in between things, especially if I'm in here already kind of editing things. I might as well just take a little bit of that out. 44:10, and I think that's it. Yes. Okay. And so there is our track times for this tape. So now same thing as last time, select the whole thing, Control-Shift-E to export. And because I already named this on my other computer, when I ripped it and saved it to the flash drive, it's named what I want it. So I'll just hit export, and that's going to do its thing. So we'll put Audacity away, because we are done with it for these two that we're doing. And we will pull up GIMP. This is a free to use, open source, whatever. I don't know if it's open source, but it's a very good image editor if you're just doing very basic stuff like I'm doing. So because I've already gone in here and I've already scanned the CD front insert and the J card for the cassette, I'm just going to do Control O to open an image, and I have it saved under my scans, so it's the cds.jpg, and that's my raw scan of these two. So I'm going to hold Control and zoom in to the CD cover, get it sort of centered. Shift R to pull up my rotation. Kind of try and get that as good as possible. And then we'll do Shift C to get my cropping tool out. Hey, look, I did that pretty good. So I'm going to line up the top and bottom here, and then bring the sides in so there's no white space. Hit Enter, and that looks good. So Control Shift E to export the image, and we're going to call that Stella. Export. Yay. And now I'll just do Control Z, scroll down to get this other one, and again Shift R to rotate. That's probably good enough. Shift C to cut it. Pretty good. There we go. Control Shift E to export, and we'll just call that HSPVA. Export. Cool. So now both of our images are done. Now the last step of actually making the video is to make the video. So this is KDenLive, and this is very, very simple. So I'm going to go to where I have my rips, and we're going to do this Stella. I'm just going to hit rename and copy the file name here so I don't have to type it again. But I'm going to take it, drag and drop into the A1 section, which is just my first audio track. And it'll load all of that up in here. I'll scroll back to the beginning and just make sure it starts at 0 here. And now we'll go to where I have my scans. Take this Stella image that we just made, drop it in there, make sure it starts at 0, drag this end all the way out to the end of the album. So now you got your entire audio track and then just the cover of the front image for the entire thing. So now that that's done, just hit Control Return, and this will actually start rendering the video. So going to search where I want it, desktop, YouTube stuff, and I'm going to paste in that name that I copied earlier, hit save, and render to file. And now I will come back when this is all done and show you the actual uploading part of it. Alright, and so here we are. My video is done rendering. So now it's an MP4 file. This is my YouTube Studio page, so you just go to Create, Upload Videos, and just drop the file in there. It takes a while to upload, and then it checks for content matches, which is what all of these little copyright things are. Sometimes they have none, which means this music is not, registered as somebody's copyright or whatever, and it doesn't pick it up. So it's all done. It's all ready to go here. So we're doing this Stella. Gonna click this pencil to go to details. And because it got rid of my parentheses, I'm gonna just throw those back in. And so now we can put in the description. This is where we're gonna put in our track times and whatnot. I'm gonna pop this open really quick and see what kind of music it is because I forgot. Yeah, we'll just call that alt rock, I guess. I don't really know. So I have kind of a... I can't type and talk. I have kind of a format that I do for my descriptions. So I'm just going to throw in a quick little description and the location and the format that I took this off of. So this is from Boise, Idaho. And let me look at this. It's 2002 from CD, track list. And now we're going to bring back that Notes app here. Select our entire track times, paste it in. Yay! So now all that's left to do is go in and type in all of the track titles. And I am not that great at typing. Oh my gosh. Unfragile. Talk window mindless cretin. And what I like to do before I, especially CDs like this, before I actually go through the whole process of uploading them and doing all of this work, is I will look them up on YouTube to see if they were uploaded already. Sometimes they were. It's surprising, a lot of the smaller labels, kind of the no-name CDs, stuff that's not very popular, have already been uploaded to YouTube on those like auto-generated topic channels. So I always go in there and look for that, because otherwise I'm just kind of wasting a lot of my time, especially because YouTube will take down videos that have been, they tend to take them down, that have been uploaded by those auto-generated channels. But this Stella CD is all good. It's not online anywhere. So now I have a description, I have all of our track times, and so this is all ready to go. So I'm not going to put it in a playlist. It's not made for kids. And then we'll just go next. I don't care about any of that. If any of the songs on this CD matched any copyrighted material, it would show up here, but there's no issues found. So we go next. Visibility, we do public, and that'll just instantly upload this. So yay, video published, close, and now this is public as of today, and it already has one view, which was us earlier, I'm pretty sure. So now if I go to view on YouTube, it'll pull it up. Eventually. Wow. So now it's all good to go. And that is it, front to back. That is the whole process of how to go about ripping and uploading this stuff. So yeah, if you have any stuff, you should totally do this, because it's always cool to listen to stuff that I would not have known about otherwise. Thanks for watching. Yay!